For the first question, my initial thoughts on Zero Degrees to Play, I was very confused. I was very just kind of like, what am I watching? I didn't really read that much of a background information about it. So I just saw these two men talking in unison, talking about the experience of losing their passport in Bangladesh. And I was just very kind of confused at first. I thought it was a little strange. Just basically also based off the previous plays and stuff we've read, this one seemed a little more less well versed, less like put together, and then it just cut to the men skipping. So I thought that was very strange. For the second questions, what aspects are being integrated into the dramatic world? I think the parts are when they specifically hold hand in hand as they're getting up, and at that point they were going to go look for their passports. I thought that was a time where the group was super dramatic as they were gripping each other because they were normally in unison, but then for this time they're gripping each other trying to get up. And then another point I think also adds to the drama of it is when they are staring at each other right at the end of speaking before they break off into dance. I thought that was another dramatic part of the play. For question number 3, something that I didn't really understand that I needed more research on was mainly just who these two people were, what was their story, what the kind of essence of the play was about, because I wasn't really sure on that at first. And so then it was very confusing because all you see is just two men talking in unison. And then at first, especially, I wasn't sure where the storyline was going. I didn't know what was going on with the story. So then after rewatching it, you could see a storyline is forming because the first time it kind of cuts out. So then the second time you see the formation of the man trying to get his passport with his cousin. So then I was also confused on who then was one the cousin, was one not the cousin. So that was kind of confusing me, kind of the characters' roles. So then I did some research and I read the article and I found out that the two people met, had similar interests but very different cultures and backgrounds, which is why they decided to work together and make this play. So that was something I was very confused about. I think it shows about identity for question 4. I think it shows different people from completely different backgrounds telling the same story. I think it shows definition of power, race, religion, that in the end, back to back, side to side, everyone is the same. They have the same story. They have the same interests, but having very different backgrounds, very different cultures, and very different interests. I think gestures are used to tell stories because they use a bunch of hand motions are easier to explain when you can't fully grasp what you want to say. So I think with hand gestures, it allowed the audience to also, 1, be more captivated, but 2, be able to follow along to what they are portraying. And then finally, my last 2 questions are, why do you think they chose those 2 people to display the roles, a person of color and a white person? And then my second question is, why do you think at the end they broke out into dance versus continuing the end of the story?